fucking amazing. It's amazing.
This is amazing.
All right, we're live again with Monero Talk. Can we get you next? I met you years ago.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Mo, hey, if I'm doing one of these, you're doing one of these.
Whoa, you're saying it like it's a bad thing. Come on, this is Monero Talk. This isn't some, shitcoin show here.
We're just very camera shy, you know.
So I don't know how much you want to reveal about yourself. I'm assuming not much, considering this is Monero land. But you are the guy who runs Morphtoken. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I do help with Morphtoken. I'm Gabe Coin on Twitter. Morphtoken is an instant coin swap service, and we do help users buy and sell Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash is available, Dash is available, Ethereum's available as well. And we've been around for, it's coming up on almost 2 years, probably a year and a half now. And we do, we work with Cake Wallet, which is a pretty well-known iOS Monero wallet. And they've been a great partner to work with. And
I think anybody that's actually in Monero and knows Monero certainly knows about Morphtoken, because I think it's currently one of the easiest ways to kind of get in and out of, Bitcoin to Monero, especially through Cake. So are you seeing a large kind of volume there for the exchange of Bitcoin to Monero? Is that one of your larger use cases that you're seeing for Morphtoken?
Yeah, we definitely do see, and I think we saw it a lot through the bear market in particular as well, where daily active users that are interested in transactions on chain are very interested in particular in Monero for normal transaction purposes versus just speculating. So as speculating was potentially getting, lower and lower as the bear market was kind of really coming on, people that still wanted to be able to do private transactions on Monero were still doing so.
That's interesting. So you think it's actually being used what's meant to be used for, as opposed to just pure speculation?
Yeah, I think the users of Monero are very interested in the actual use case features of the chain and aren't necessarily betting on whether the price is going in one direction or the other for the next 10 minutes or next 10 days, or the next 10 weeks, right? They're interested in sending or receiving a payment. And so I think you do see like pretty primary core users rather than speculators a little bit more often in Monero land than altcoin land.
Now, I know you're obviously a Monero guy. You attend the New York City Monero meetup. You're helping us throw the party on Monday. But if you mind kind of just giving your opinion on Monero and why it is, if it is, one of the coins you believe in.
I think there's a lot of really interesting technological development Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is in part, and in a large part, valuable for censorship resistance, for privacy, and for individuals to be able to utilize those features. So any technology that's trying to improve or enhance on that, whether it's speculative or actually working in the real world or any of those in between, are potentially really valuable pieces of technology. I look at it always as like a supplement. I think all these chains that are working on all these different technologies can be very supplemental to each other, very complementary, not necessarily antagonizing all the time with each. It's not really a winner-take-all scenario. It's pretty clear that, how many coins have died over this time period? So any experimenting, I think, is interesting and valuable. And in particular, Monero has done things for privacy that have not been done for Bitcoin. It's also done stuff in terms of transaction fees and reducing data size amounts on chain that other chains have also not done in experimental ways. So bulletproofs, I thought, was like a hugely monumental deal that isn't really talked about a whole lot outside of Monero world, and seems to be very underrated. So like on Morphtoken, if you're doing a withdrawal for any particular coin, the fees on chain are lowest for Monero, hugely in part because of bulletproofs. I think fees probably dropped like 1,000x after bulletproofs were implemented. And that was a huge deal that was not widely talked about. And we haven't really seen implemented on other chains either, which is kind of like an interesting mix of politics and just the fact that, every chain is working on their own thing right now. And but but very interesting development that happened in Monero that's not happening elsewhere, for sure.
Yeah, no, good point. Yeah, I saw that tweet the other day. Yeah, why is that? Why do you think Monero kind of flies under the radar? I mean, it's obviously has a strong community. It's real people working on real things, putting a lot of effort into it, making a lot of ground, making breakthroughs. Yet it's not really as spoken about as some of these other coins.
It's an interesting question. I think that over time, more and more, it's almost the same problem that cryptocurrency as a whole has. I don't know if it's even necessarily a Monero specific issue. Just that crypto is still really, really early, broadly speaking, and people are only starting to address and think about some of these issues that cryptocurrency and Monero and Bitcoin are addressing, whether that's monetary stuff or privacy stuff or international transactions being cheaper stuff. These are still very new, fresh questions that are slowly being addressed. So Monero, as well as lots of other coins, are maybe not talked about as much as they should be. Monero in particular, I think everything will get, as long as you're building interesting tech, you'll get your due at the end of the day. So it's not surprising that, if somebody's just trying to pump and dump and get excitement around nothing, is making a big deal without doing a lot. That might sound really hot and interesting for a week on Twitter, but it's not a long-term sustainable, exciting, and interesting, formidable technology. So just keep building. Yeah, it'll come, right?
Yeah, I guess
Noah's Ark sort of thing, I think. So
yeah, I guess maybe it's because of its true decentralized nature too. So there's no marketing arm. I know we have Monero Outreach, but there is no engine to pump. There's no pump team. It's just kind of decentralized group of people that are working on the project in a kind of a scientific way, not really just trying to sell a coin.
Yeah, I think that's totally right, and just plays itself out over a longer time frame. So yeah, we're not organizing the Magical Crypto Conference Monero Pump very actively, but I guess it'll come eventually if we're building cool and interesting and exciting, valuable technology. So,
I mean, I'm trying to pump it, but I can only do so much. I'm one guy.
Fluffy did it really well. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? But I don't know if he's going to try that trick again, where he has an exciting announcement. And
did you see? He's not going to be at the conference. Did you hear that?
Is that true? No.
No, he's not here. He's we saw him on one of those little remote conference teleconference things. I don't know why, but yeah, he's not here today.
All righty. Well, already adding to the potential Monero pump excitement. This is great. I can't wait for my bags to 10x. So.
All right, Matt. Thanks. I'll see you around. I'll see you at the party.
Yeah, super pleasure. Catch you soon.
All right. I think we'll probably sign off again and come back once we get another guest.